The year was 2019, and I had just watched a Minecraft animation, and I thought to myself, I could do that. So I went on the internet, looked up some Minecraft animation tutorials, downloaded Blender, and yeah, it turns out I could not do that. But what I figured out I could do is I already had the rigs and stuff downloaded. I already had a bunch of files downloaded. So, you know what? Why don't I just make wallpapers? And that's how this was made. Oh my god, it is worse than I remember. There's so much wrong with this image, oh my god. Okay, so first things first, why is there just a random, like, white, like there's, it looks like there's some weird light source just emitting, like, weird textury lights onto the tentacles and stuff. I have no idea, why that's happening. And then also, why is it so grainy? It looks like I put like an edgy Snapchat filter over it. My god, it's so disgusting. So just truly disgusting. It's something else. Oh, and then also this is the X, Y, and Z axis in case you don't know which direction you're looking in. That's nice. Also, here's my IP address. That I don't know why that's up there. Oopsie. This is not good. That's right, I have a fever of 106 degrees, but you know what? Nothing can stop that YouTube grind, except for 2 months of severe depression and heartbreak. But other than that, nothing can stop that YouTube grind. Okay, we are back, and we are making another video. So it's the middle of November, and I'm thinking like, okay, so what is the most irrelevant and random like idea I can put out for this Thanksgiving? And I realized, why don't I just make my oldest, most garbage, pathetic looking render, if you can even call it that, because I didn't even really render it, and made it nowadays with all my 3 years of knowledge, and see how much better it looks. So what was step 1? Well, step 1 was obviously creating an infinite expanses limbo, and just chucking a Witherstorm model into it. Then after about an hour of failing to understand the Witherstorm model, I just kind of said eh, and then like just quit and restarted. Because here's my issue, okay. What I want to do is I want to get rid of the tractor beam. Because my thought process was, well, I could just do it better. Because the thing about the tractor beam on that model was that it's bad because well, it's just like a solid material. It doesn't give out any light, and it doesn't give out any, it's not like transparent. Like I want it to first give out light and be transparent. It does neither of those things, and it looks terrible, much like the rest of the model. So I just said I'm gonna find a way to turn it off. Turns out I can't find a way to turn it off, so I'm just like, okay, that's not good, and then gave up. Now the next step was that I tried to fix the original model's disgusting texture, because for some reason the guy who made the model decided that it would look absolutely terrible if he added this weird like grayish, bluish I don't even know how to describe it. It looks so flat, and I just didn't like it. So I actually wanted to make this more like fancy like texture in Photoshop, and then like try to put it on the model. But then I realized that would crash my computer, and I don't want that to happen, so I just decided not to, and to make it black instead. So that's what I did. So after importing the model into the new scene, I decided to give up on my dreams and to just import the world already. So I put in this like download of an end island, the main end island, and just like slap it into there, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. So after that, I kind of got a good camera angle in my opinion. I like the distance and stuff. I figured like I can mess with the Witherstorm whatever later, and I just kind of decided to like pose. I could like move it around later, but I wanted to get like a really good pose and stuff. So I kind of had it like just chill back, and I just like messed with the tentacles and stuff, try to get them like in like looking the best they could possible. And yeah, so that's what I was doing. Anyway, so then I moved on to the character. Of course not. Of course I moved on to the character. No, I moved on to the sky, because I realized the sky wasn't giving you a seizure yet, so I had to fix that. So obviously I imported a new sky thing, and then I did some beep boop bop into the system, and I cranked out this weird like mapping thing, which allowed me to move the sky around because I'm God. And then after that, I did like some strength thing, and I like made the sky brighter and give you like severe headaches. And it's dope. It came out looking so cool. I'm totally not just saying that to compensate for the migraine I'm dealing with. Anyway, then after that, I decided to move on to the character. Okay, so I kind of brought my character down from the heavens, and then I had to move the camera because I didn't like exactly what the camera was, and I figured if I did like a wider angle and get a more epic shot, and I didn't want to cover up any of those like Witherstorm tentacle things. I don't know, like not tentacles, but there are like 3 Witherstorms. You have the main one, which it looks like a lot. And then you have the 2 little minion Witherstorms, and I didn't want to cover one of those up. I wanted to have all 3 in the shot, so I just kind of brought my camera back and like had my character more to the left, and I think it worked out pretty well. So I kind of gave him a sword and a shield, and he's probably dead because if you've actually played Minecraft Story Mode, that thing will kill everything in its wake. But oh well, that's all up to headcanon, you know. Maybe he's just, I don't know, maybe he has /kill. But anyway, so that seems like it's his problem. Now onto the next step, which I can't remember at the moment, but I'm going to remember in now. Now started the rendering portion, which past me described as, and I quote,
"It's like watching grass grow or paint dry or my parents' marriage fall apart." Oh my god.
Oh, what a jokester. He's so funny. Past me was funnier than current me. Now, anyway, that was when I discovered that, for some reason, whatever voodoo magic this model rig maker for the Witherstorm, like, put on my computer, for some reason, that, like, light beam, tractor beam thing, always just, like, goes on the top layer, and I don't know how to fix that. Best part, I don't need to fix that, because that's good. And I decided, forget the tractor beam, that's too much work. So instead, what I decided to do was render the foreground stuff on one layer, and then render the background stuff, such as the Witherstorm, on another layer. And then I would cut it out in Photoshop. Now, the only issue was that the average, render and stuff, and just the average everything in this industry is 1280 by 720. Now, we all know I'm a lunatic, and I like to look very, very fancy. So this is the dimensions for my my little thing are 2560 by 144. Wait, no, 1440. I just doubled it. Okay, I just clicked the ×2 multiplier and hoped everything worked out and it looked nicer. The only issue was that made me my computer have to render double the amount of pixels, which took a bit. It took a little bit. So oopsie, but I think it came out pretty well in the end. Now I feel the need to like explain myself, but I'm trying to improve upon this in like every way possible. So the original thing had this disgusting background, and it's just like this dark and dreary purple that just makes me think like, what was I thinking? I was like really like going through something. Anyway, so there was this like dark dreary purple background in the original one. I didn't like that. I didn't like the way I had my character pose in the original. He's so stiff. I don't like that. And also, there's just like 3 blocks there. I don't like that either. Like, I don't know. He's just standing on literally 18 blocks, just randomly there in a perfect cube. So I fixed that too. So that was kind of my main like mindset, just like fix all of my previous mistakes. If only I could stop myself from being born. Now, step 1 was gonna be to use the lasso tool to like cut out the Witherstorm and make a mask. Now, I realized very quickly that that would take forever, and I had no idea what I was doing. So, if my media arts teacher taught me one thing, it's that there are no shortcuts in life, but there are shortcuts to Photoshop. So I went on this nifty little website called remove.bg, which you just put an image in there and it removes the background. And thankfully, since my background was all just like white or whatever, it just immediately got rid of that background, and there was a few little issues, but you can't really notice them. So I was just like, yay! And then I just slapped that into the same layer as my original foreground shot. And in my opinion, it looked bad, but that's just because the lighting wasn't matched, and I will fix that. Now, I used a trick I learned from some random Indian man on YouTube, which basically you do these like curve things, and you make a curve adjustment, and then you make a curve thing, and then you I don't know what I'm talking about. But the point is, do some magic. I don't even know how it works. I made the Wither Storm kind of match the lighting pretty well. Honestly, it matches the lighting better than if I would have rendered it like in one scene, and I'm actually really happy with that. Now, the only issue is that the foreground was looking very, very blurry. And by blurry, I don't know why I said the word blurry. I meant boring. I just can't speak English. Probably something to do with the fever. Anyway, so then I kind of just took it and put it on Krita. Now, why Krita, you may ask? Because I know how to use that website, and I only started using Photoshop like a month ago. Krita I've been using for 2 years, so I know how to do slightly more things. And by slightly more things, I mean use the FX brushes, which just do all the work for me. So basically, I added some fog, I added some weird lighting stuff, then I added some more fog to cover up my mistakes, and then next thing you know, I have an image, and that's how I got to where I am now. In my opinion, it looks slightly better than the original. Keyword slightly. I've realized that I've barely improved in 3 years, and that makes me sad. But thankfully, antidepressant pills will fix that, and also, my therapist can't do squat. We've already established that. Anyway, the point is, I hope you guys all had a great day. Have a nice Thanksgiving, cause I'm dying. I'm physically dying. Oh boy. You know what I'm thankful for? God knows it's not sponsors, cause I'm not big enough for that yet. But what I am thankful for is this guy called HungryBit. Now, he made this weird little render thing. It's kind of basically exactly what I made originally, but better in every way. And that's actually what inspired me to make that original garbage. Now, I just kind of wanted to give him a shout out. He hasn't uploaded in a year. I respect that. And also, yeah, he kind of inspired me to do a lot of this speed art stuff in the first place. Even I call it speed art, and I'm pretty sure I stole that from him. So that's pretty funny. Also, I just found out while we were watching that video he made originally that we both used Krita coincidentally. So that's funny. Anyway, go comment on his stuff. Go harass him a bit. Tell him if he ever wants to release merch. I'll buy it. And by buy it, I mean like I want him to send it. Just like send it to me, and I'll pretend like I bought it, and I'll just like do random reviews. That's kind of my motto, actually. Just go harass people till they give me free stuff. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to thank him for getting me into this type of stuff, and yeah, even the small YouTubers with 279 subscribers make a small impact, and I am one of those small impacts. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm bad at video games, and I don't even know where I'm going with this. Goodbye, guys.